Today's OOTD is brought to you by my husband because his shirts are the only ones that really fit me enough to make me comfortable, if that makes sense. So here is my side shot, and I will show you without the shirt. But holy crap, you guys. Are you ready for this? It's huge. So I can't even be serious right now. I just feel like it's wide and then it definitely protrudes out. Oh my god, and I don't even recognize myself anymore. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for my biggest pregnancy update yet. Weeks 31, 32, 33. In this video, a lot has gone on, but I'm just going to go through like the big points of the past 3 weeks. I've officially made it to week 34 exactly, the day that you're seeing this video. So I've made it to the threshold my doctor wanted me to make it to. But over the past 3 weeks, we've had to deal with a problem with baby B. Well, not really a problem, but what could have been a problem. We've gotten our induction date in case we make it all the way. And we had another hospital visit for preterm labor contractions. So this is going to be quite the video, but I'm going to do it as quickly as possible and make sure I hit all the points and update you guys on everything that's happened. And of course do a belly shot of my huge, massive stomach. So according to the bump app, really quick, in week 33, babies were the size of celery, both over 4 pounds, both over 17 inches long. I don't 100% know how accurate that is for our case, just because we haven't had a growth scan in 5 weeks. Our next growth scan is in a few days, so that will be in my week 34 update. And at this point now, I am doing weekly updates after this point. So the most I will have out for updates will be 4 more pregnancy updates. If I do one a week for the next 4 weeks, if I make it that far. So just to let you guys know, that's what's going to be going on. And I also spray tanned in the garage like 30 minutes ago before I started filming this video. So if I start getting darker in the video or my skin looks weird, that's why. I normally tan at night and shower the next morning. So please excuse my weird skin. So let's go ahead and get into this update. Like I said, I'm starting at week 31. We had our ultrasound and our appointment. At our ultrasound, their positions were the same. Baby A head down, baby B was breech. This is totally fine though, because as long as A's head down, I'm still fine to try for a vaginal birth. So I'm not honestly stressing out about it because I can't control what he decides to do and how he's gonna lay. I'm just hoping my little girl stays head down like she has been the entire pregnancy. But they ended up doing a BPP on baby B just because he is not a mover. He doesn't really, when they asked me about movement, my doctor was asking me and just checking up on things. I made a joke that baby B was my lazy baby because he doesn't move at all, which I know would scare most people, but there are times if I want him to move, there are ways that I can make him move. Normally it's drinking like a huge glass of like ice cold freezing water and laying on my back. I'll start to feel movements, but again, they're very light. He's a very dainty type of mover, whereas she's like a UFC fighter and she's constantly fighting the inside of my stomach, and she's the one that actually hurts when she decides to move, and she moves a lot, so it's very uncomfortable a lot of the time. But my doctor just wanted to get that done, and that BPP measures a number of things. I think you can get like up to 8 points and you pass. But it measures like amniotic fluid, the baby's movement, the heartbeat, what else does it measure? The practice breathing, just things like that. That they want to see with babies. So they did that, and he did take the entire 30 minutes to pass. I was kind of getting nervous at the end because he wasn't doing the practice breathing. In the last like 60 to 90 seconds, he started doing it and came through for us, which was so nice. And honestly, he's just the lazy one of the two. But I will say the greatest thing about having that BPP was it kind of gave me some like insight on what kind of baby he is and like the way he's positioned, I mean, because at our ultrasound he was breech. Now an hour and a half later, when we had the BPP done via ultrasound, he was head down, and I did not feel one movement in that hour and a half from him. So the insight that I got was he is moving probably more than I think he is, but I'm just not feeling it, probably because how he's positioned. So when we left that appointment, they were both head down, which is the first time I think they've both been head down the entire pregnancy. And I was just like amazed that he was able to make it breech to vertex and I didn't feel him. So that's why I feel more at peace now. I know that he is fine. I'm just not able to feel him as easily as I feel his sister. Let's go ahead and just go on to week 32. In week 32, I have for symptoms that I'm started to get clumsier. And I think it's just because I'm a lot more swollen when I'm walking around. My body's heavier. My total weight gain as of recently, like a few days ago, I've gained 30 pounds total the entire pregnancy, which is right on track with what my doctor wants me to gain. He said 35 to 45 pounds. So I could gain technically, I think, 15 more pounds to be at the max in the next few weeks. But he's happy with my weight gain. But I think just because my body is heavier and swollen, I think that's what's making me more clumsy. I fell down the stairs on Christmas Eve. And we also did, in week 32, our hospital tour, which is the big point of week 32 that I want to talk about. So we did deliver at the same hospital with my daughter Aniston. We love this hospital, you guys. Most importantly, they are attached. They have a children's hospital inside. They have one of the best NICUs in the state. And I really trust this hospital. My daughter had a very, very scary situation when she was just 2.5 months old. And this children's hospital took care of her. Took care of me when I had no one else because my husband was deployed. And I was just this like young mother with my baby who I didn't know if she was going to live past that hospital stay or not. So I have a lot of respect for this hospital and for the NICU and their team, and I would not want to deliver anywhere else, to be honest. The only thing that I'm worried about with the hospital now that we've gone on a second tour, we did another tour because it's been almost 5 years since I've delivered a baby there, and obviously we're having twins, so we wanted to kind of see, you know, where the OR is, what the C-section side looks like, just in case I have to have a C-section for one or both babies. And the hospital side for vaginal birth and your laboring rooms is so nice. The rooms are huge. We stayed in the same room the entire time, which is so nice. When we had our daughter, you labor in there, you postpartum in there. They have a bed for your husband. The room is massive. In the C-section recovery side, if you have a C-section, you recover on the other side, which are all C-section patients. And those rooms are tiny. They are so little. I don't know, honestly, how we're going to fit 2 bassinets that your babies are in. And there's no bed for your husband. They roll a cot in at night. Kind of like an army cot, I think. And I don't know how we'd all fit in there at one time. So I don't know if they would make accommodations for twin moms. If you would get like one like the corner rooms or something, or if they'd give you a room on the other side. I'm not sure how that would work because the tour gal didn't know. I'm just nervous about a C-section altogether, and that kind of just added to the stress of it. And one of the main things that stresses me out now that we did this hospital tour and kind of dug into the C-section side just so we're prepared is the amount of time they keep you after a C-section. So vaginal birth, you have your baby in the morning on a Monday, you're going home on Tuesday afternoon most likely if that's what you want to do. With a C-section, it's not the case. They count day 1 as the day that you have your C-section, and it has to be before a certain time. Then you stay for 2 full days after that. So if you're giving birth at 8 in the morning on Monday, you're staying all day Monday, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, and you'll go home Thursday afternoon. And that's a long time for me personally. I don't know if that's that's longer than the average. It just seems like it's so long, because I thought 48 hours after your C-section you could go home. What's going to happen is going to happen, so I'm trying not to freak out about it, but I do think I will be sad and have a hard time with the recovery being trapped in the hospital in a tiny room for 4 days. And moving right along to week 33, where I got my induction date, we had the preterm labor scare, all the good stuff. So week 33, I had my doctor's appointment. So this was the day I hit 33 weeks. I had my appointment, and we went ahead and did a GBS swab, a GBS test. I did not have it with my daughter, and I'm assuming I don't have it this time because they didn't call and say I had it. So I'm assuming I don't have it. I think they only call you if it's positive, and they didn't call. I know that it's common that women do have this, and all that it means, if you are positive for GBS, they just have you do antibiotics in the hospital. And how they test for that is they swab your private area and your bottom. So they do kind of both and swab both areas. We also got our induction date at our appointment. So if I am not in labor on my own or have already given birth, I will be induced, like I said, the day I hit 38 weeks, which is Friday, February the 1st at 7 a.m. And basically last time I had an induction, I went in, I was 5 centimeters dilated, and they just broke my water, and my labor kind of progressed from there. And they did use Pitocin to help regulate it and make sure that my body was actually going to go into labor. And then eventually I went off the Pitocin, and my body pretty much just like took over. I'm starting to get out of breath. This is starting to get a little bit hard. But so I'm not sure with the twins what they're going to want to do when I first get there. Most likely, if I'm still pregnant at week 38, which will be a miracle, I will have them do Pitocin first before they break my water. I wish I had done that last time, but I really prefer to labor with my water bag still intact if I can, because otherwise it just hurts a little bit more once the water is actually broken. So I'm not sure what method they're going to want to use, but I know that you do have an option. So if given the option, I will say just to start Pitocin first. I am having an epidural regardless because we're having twins. I do not want the risk of being put to sleep if baby B causes complications. So I am having an epidural. It's unfortunate because I don't want to use like intervention, like an epidural, but to me it's just, when weighing the pros and cons, if something happens with baby B, do I want to be awake for him to be born, or do I not want to be awake? And I do. It's our first son, like I said, or like I've said in past videos, or if you're new, this is our third girl, first son. So there's just a lot of things that played into that, and I'm not able to justify trying for a natural birth with both of them, just because my daughter, I had a very serious shoulder dystocia with her, and I know that you're at a higher risk for having that if you've had it once before. And now that we're having 2 babies, I'm sure the risk is even higher that one of them could get stuck, and I just don't want to take that chance. And no shame in epidurals, no shame if you go there and get one the moment you feel pain. It's definitely personal preference. But I have decided that I'm getting an epidural, even though it was not an easy decision for me. I am going in knowing that I will be getting one, but I probably will wait until we are closer to delivering baby A before I actually get it, because I would like to labor on my own. Also in week 33, we had our second preterm labor situation, and this happened kind of the same way the first one happened. I noticed an increased amount of TMI discharge, and I started having contractions, and I thought, okay, these are normal. They started to not feel that great. They didn't really hurt. They just didn't really feel that good. But the only reason why we went into the hospital this time is because when we called the nurse line, I was explaining to them that I was having contractions every 12 minutes for 2 hours, but in between those contractions I was having the Braxton Hicks contractions, so I was just feeling tightening in between the contractions that were uncomfortable, and they didn't like that, so we went in. I went in, I was still 3 centimeters, so I had not progressed at all since 28 weeks at our first preterm labor scare, where I was still 3 centimeters. But when I left the hospital, I was 4 centimeters. She said 3.5 to 4 centimeters, but we were able to leave because we were able to stop the contractions, and we were monitored for hours and hours, and they let us go home because we do live close to the hospital. So this time, instead of getting the oral medication, I was given a shot of terbutaline in the arm. It was the worst shot I've ever had in my entire life. I'm gonna be honest, I felt like I was having a heart attack and a seizure all at one time. There were parts of my body that were like almost convulsing, and they warned me about it, but it was just a very like, oh, you know, this can cause this, but it did. I was like telling my husband, I don't like this. I'm like on the bed feeling like I'm having a seizure, and I'm like, I don't like this. I never want to do this ever again. Worst shot ever. If they ever give you an option, take the Precardia, the oral medication, because I had no side effects with that, and the shot was terrible, and it took a lot longer to work as well. It only spaced out my contractions, I think, for like a minute longer than they had been, and then even still we were there for hours and hours because it didn't work as fast as the pills worked. The pills worked with me the first like 45 minutes, and it was fantastic. The shot is for the birds. I don't like it at all. It was terrible, and if I had known I was going to react that way, I would have asked for the oral medication. And when things like this happen, I do update on Instagram, so I can kind of Instagram stories what's going on. I want to keep you guys involved as much as possible because I want to be that resource for you guys. A lot of you are having twins. Like, holy crap. There's a lot of you having twins that are pregnant right now with me. And obviously I want to be able to talk back and forth with you and kind of tell you what's going on with me and learn from you. So if I'm ever, like now I've been absent from YouTube now for I think a week almost, and normally I post twice a week, so I should have had a video or 2 up by now. If you ever see that, just hop over to Instagram, see what's going on. If obviously when I go into labor, Instagram's gonna know first because it's just easier to hop on and go, it's time, I'm in labor. Yeah, so luckily babies are still in there, and after tomorrow, which is 34 weeks, so the day you're seeing this, I no longer have to worry about running in to stop labor. I can just labor at home when it happens, and we're good to go. I feel like I'm still gonna make it pretty far. I still feel like I'm gonna make it to like the end of my 36th week, 37 week. I feel like I'm gonna make it. Like, I don't know why, I just feel like I'm gonna be able to make it quite a bit. It's probably wishful thinking, but I feel like I'm gonna be able to make it or something. I mean, I can go into labor tomorrow for all I know, but the majority of twins are born between weeks 35 and 36, or 35 and 37. The majority of twins are born, fraternal twins are born in that 35 to 37 range. So at the end of the video, I always answer 2 questions. The first being cravings, the second being what I'm looking forward to. As of right now, I'm craving cereal all day, every day, 24/7. Every time I go to the store, I'm buying a different cereal just because I have been wanting it. It just tastes better than it ever has my entire pregnancy, or my entire life, not pregnancy, in life. It's amazing. And I feel like cereal is such a common craving for pregnancy. For what I'm looking forward to, actually this weekend that this video is going live, I am filming the name reveal video that's going to be going out. I'm going to be filming an I'm in labor video. So the second I'm in the hospital and know that I'm in labor for sure, they're coming, I will click the public button on a pre-filmed video saying that I am in labor so that you guys know we are in labor. And that means that our name reveal should be coming out before we're in labor, which is exciting. My husband's kind of loosening up on letting me go ahead and update or upload a name reveal video. So yeah, that's going to be coming out here soon. And then in a few days, what's in my hospital bag video is coming up. So it'll all be soon. So yes, those videos are coming up. I'm not sure exactly how the timing is going to work out. I'm assuming my name reveal video will come out at week 36. My husband would like me to wait until about week 36 to put it live. I'm going to work on it this weekend, filming my idea in my head. It's nothing crazy, you guys, nothing like super creative. It's just something that I thought I wanted to do, and we're just going to do it that way. And the I'm in labor video obviously will go out when I'm in labor. Now, if something happens and I go into labor before my 36th week or so and the name reveal doesn't go out, then once I'm in labor, I will upload that video, and then within a few hours, the name reveal will go live, because I promised you guys it would go live when I was in labor at least. So hopefully, if I make it past 36 weeks, you'll be able to get the name reveal and go ahead and find out what we're naming these little babies, so before they come out. That's everything that I have for this video. It's been so long, I feel like, since I've updated you guys on pregnancy symptoms, and I am sorry, but the other night I thought the twins were going to actually come out, so I was just going through footage to clear out my card because I was unprepared and deleted my update. So that's why it's taken so long to get the update out. And yeah, I can't breathe. I need some oxygen, so I need to go breathe. But that's gonna be all for this video, you guys. I can't believe how close we're getting, you guys. Holy crap, I feel like I just found out I was pregnant yesterday, and the emotion is so real. I'm much more hormonal because I know it's coming so fast, and it's gonna be like a snap and they're gonna be here. So thank you guys so much for following along on our journey this far. I can't believe it's coming to an end almost, and I'm terrified and excited, but I'm so excited for this next phase of life we're about to have. So if you're new, subscribe if I did not scare you away with this long rambling video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. 'Cause here in your arms I can find